give them that certain paperwork prior to filing a lien, your lien's no good. The court will kick it out because you didn't give them this piece of paper. So those are questions that are asked on the exam that the average everyday builder just doesn't know the answer to. So there again, we're right back at that topic of reading. You got to read, and you don't have to memorize every bit of this. You're not going to do it. It'll probably take you years to memorize everything. But I mean, we're not Rain Man. But if you can read a question and within 2 to 3 minutes be able to flip through that book, the right book, and find that answer, you'll do all right on your test. I think I've been nervous. Probably the biggest thing is made me nervous is some of the math. I mean, I've been building for 27 years, and some of the math in these test questions, sample test questions, are confusing. Shoot elevation on a lot and determine how much dirt you gotta take out of a lot or add to a lot based on some measurements, and everything, all your measurements are not based on square, rectangle, flat surfaces. Some of it's on 60-degree angles, some of it's on cylinders. You got a pipe that's 4 foot wide, 8'4" tall. What is the surface area of this pipe? Well, everybody knows that you can kind of figure out the math and get close, but sometimes close doesn't get it. So I guess I've studied the math some. I made my own notes in my own notebook and things like that. I've always been good at math, but after I ain't been in school in 30 years. So some of that math was rusty on me because you just don't use it. You don't use it on a regular basis, and you don't remember it. Basic math, figure and square footage and things like that, I don't too much have a problem with. It's formulas, known formulas that help get you the answer to something quickly. I know the old pen and paper trick, but there's formulas you can put in based off of radius, length, width, height, and all that stuff. Calculator will give you the answer in 15 seconds, where it takes you 4 or 5 minutes. So 4 or 5 minutes versus 15 seconds can be critical to answering all your questions on your exam. So it's recommended to take a calculator, study it, learn how it operates as well. Buy you a construction calculator to take the class with you and learn how to use it. Don't just buy it and decide you'll use it when you take it to class, because you're going to have some functions in that calculator that you're not going to know how to make it operate correctly to get you the correct answer. So that's definitely encouraged to use that. There again, they say you don't need any math questions to pass this test. If that's the case, then that's great. But if you don't get everything else right, you may need some of those math questions answered correctly. So that falls right back to, you guessed it, reading that book, understanding it. I started out reading a chapter a night. I started making myself, I'd stand beside the bed right before I go to bed, and I'd stand there and I'd just read a chapter. And I did that for about 2 weeks. And then some of the chapters are short, they ain't but 8, 9, 10 pages. Some of them are 15, 20 pages. Some of them are 100 pages. So every once in a while you get those 15-page chapters. I'd read 2 chapters. And I got to where I was feeling like I wasn't taking in enough. Once I started really reading, a chapter a night, it felt like that wasn't enough for me. So then I started getting up early, reading Saturday morning, reading Sunday morning. I started using the practice exams and the practice questions. And, then it just kind of became habit. As I realized I was going to do it, I was kind of on a roll. Started making time to do it, whenever I could, even if it was for an hour. Next thing is go ahead and schedule your exam. If you're pretty mindset, and you're ready to do this, go ahead and schedule your exam. Pay for all your exams up front. Pay for all 3 at the same time. Because if you don't pay for, so when you file with DBPR, you pay $135 to sign up for all 3 exams. If you say, I just want to do business and finance first and let's see how that goes, you pay $135 to sign up for business and finance. If you decide that you just want to do project management first and see how that goes, you pay $135 for project management. But if you go on DBPR and you check business and finance, project management, contract administration, and click on all 3, you pay $135 to pay for all 3. So you've got them paid for through the state. So then you go to Pearson. You get after about 7 to 10 days, you will get a passcode, kind of, sort of, that then you're able to go into Pearson VUE and actually sign up to take the test. Go into Pearson VUE, look up the test. You can look up test dates from the closest center to you. Mine just happens to be 2 hours away, so I got to drive 100 miles just to go take the test. Some people might live right down the road from it. Lucky you. But find you a test date that's 2 or 3 months out. Schedule your exam, and then that kind of puts you on a time frame. It's like, oh, I got 3 months or 2 months or to get ready for this. And the good thing is if that time comes around and you don't feel like you're ready, you can reschedule, and it don't cost you anything. You just go online and you have a reschedule tab. You can look up and click on reschedule and reschedule your exam for a later date. You got to do it 2 full days in advance before the exam. If you wait to the day before, you wasted that money. So you pay Pearson VUE also. So DBPR charges $135. Pearson VUE charges total is $160. It's $80 for business and finance, and it's $40 each for project management and contract administration. So a total of $160 and $135 is the total testing fees to do the exam. It's not bad. Your biggest cost is going to be your books and your time. The books is what costs the most. They are available for rent. You may not want to purchase them, depending on how long it takes you to get ready. You may spend as much renting them as you do buying them. I don't know. I never checked into renting them, so I don't know what the fees are. It may be $10 a month. It may be $30 a month. I don't know. The books are going to be about $1,500. But once you got them, you got them. The only downfall is they do get replaced by newer books. Happened to me, matter of fact. I had my books for about 6 months and then realized that my Florida Contractors manual had updated. I was told that there was a difference between about 17 questions or 17 things that changed, that the question would not be that answer in that book anymore. So, that's always a thing, but you gotta look at it this way. Once you pass that test, you passed it, you got those books, you can keep them and use them for references at a later date, or you can I can sell them to someone else, and or loan them to someone else so they can go take the test. It doesn't hurt to help a man out. Sometimes a man can't afford to go spend $1,500. If I just had those books, I could do it. So you could help someone out that way. But all right, well, I've been talking for 53 minutes. I've been driving for an hour. I got about an hour drive. I'm gonna stop and get me something to snack on, and I'll update you a little later today on how it goes. Thank y'all.